You can see that there's a large variety of these items as reflected in the colored subfiles at the right, which allows you to filter them out from the larger main list, only to look at one particular set of responses. For example, I can click on muscles and look at only the items that say muscles, and those ranges of reactions separately from the rest of the list. Electrical information about these items, again, recorded and stored in the system, spans from a wide range of homeopathics, nutrient items, flower essences, a variety of different items found in the environment, and much, much more. Because homeopathy is such a vast field, a large array of those items are included here, and obtaining biofeedback responses to them above the baseline and then sending some of these signals back for more feedback can help us learn about and control our responses to them. But even better, it can help us select which of the actual training programs to choose for the client's unique picture. This portion of the program, called the Body Viewer, is one of the most important because it allows us to make selections that run simultaneously along with the others throughout the rest of the training. For example, we can select programs that place emphasis on areas of stress, as well as more specific ones for a generalized support of the focus of the rest of the session. And now, by simply placing my cursor on the main panel behind it, I can switch back. The EPFX is vast, with a lot of different specific programs to choose from, but the broader stress reduction programs are conveniently accessed from one very user-friendly page. This main panel has programs considered as having a broader impact for general applications and are therefore considered conducive to preparing the client to focus on more specific themes such as muscle, circulation, oxygenation, pain, or mental stress release training later on in the session. So we'd like to visit at least one of these main programs early in the session. Every panel here is designed to help reduce the amount of stress this person has for this kind of energy. And again, these programs are used to help set the stage for the more finely tuned applications we'll demonstrate in a moment. Let's take a look at the first section, the Biofeedback Auto-Meridian program. By obtaining baseline reactions to signals associated with the tension held that may affect meridians, we're able to apply more finely tuned signals back to the client for helping them learn how to manage their overall energy flow. The ancient art of traditional Chinese medicine believes that the flow of energy throughout the body is important for maintaining organ health and a vital life force. So relaxing the associated tension along all of these different meridians is believed to support that effort for a sense of overall well-being. So as you can see now, we have a color-coded system that reflects the reactions above the baseline, and we can now proceed with training with them, as well as focusing on more specific areas referred to as the quadrants, where the client may be holding the most stress. For example, if the client says that they have more stress in the lower left extremities, we can choose to place more emphasis there by selecting that area with a click of a button. After employing the main portion of this program, a second portion here allows us to bring more emphasis to our clients' smaller areas of stress, such as along the neck, by selecting additional programs more specific to them. Some areas have nerval connections to various organs and are conveniently listed on the picture. Again, the system is very user-friendly, and just clicking the picture starts the training for this area as we continue to gain feedback from the client on how well they're doing. This next panel is designed to focus on areas that have been associated with chakra energy flow. This is a particularly powerful way to assist the client in relaxation from the top of the head to the base of the spine along specific energy centers, and to train the relaxation of them in a way that supports the rest of the changes they desire to take place with more ease. Again, this is an endeavor that's believed to support and set the stage for the rest of the program's more specific applications. This next program is designed to measure the changes in the electric-magnetic field that are caused by stress in association with different places in the body, and measuring the percentage of improvement to the feedback. If we haven't achieved the desired feedback response upon the first attempt, we can repeat the process until the client reacts with a significant level of improvement at the baseline of the norm. Now, although this information exchange is very fast, it shows feedback associated with specific areas of the body, which can, again, help us make better choices in the more pinpointed portions of the program later. But in the holistic fields, literally the whole of their being is considered to be an interdependent system, reliant upon all parts working with each other. And although a client may have stress in one area of the body, another area of stress might be entwined with their response to it. So these broader programs are designed to not reduce the client down to a single part without considering the stress upon the whole system first. The Trifecta Biofeedback Exchange Program allows us to address the person's overall stress management in much the same way as the signatures were stored on that very first panel. By gaining feedback on these overall parameters, which originally were based on further calculations of voltage, amperage, and resistance, we can assist the client in learning to control the amount of energy that they take in, put through, and then expend in a more balanced and less stressful way that may help them with energy management. Now, this panel is an extension of the Trifecta panel, and it takes that programming to a more refined level. This DNA stress reduction training is designed to help deal with an estimation of the amount of stress that we may be storing in the DNA, obtained from baseline stress reactions to these specific signatures which were stored in the system and which reaction feedback is obtained on. Now, while we're training with these stored signals until the score suggests that the client has reduced their reactions, this panel also helps people relax. As on many of the panels, by measuring the subtle voltage, amperage, resistance, and the subsequent calculations of those, it makes it a much more finely tuned stress reduction signal than a simple frequency. Next, we have the Auto Color program. This panel files through a rainbow of different colors flashed to the client as I'm demonstrating now, and it detects a feedback response to the signatures of each. Colors have been associated with different moods, themes, and functions, and can be an interesting way for the client to intervene on their stress by surrounding themselves with it, especially outside the session through clothing, stone jewelry, and the like, or with a color that helps reduce their feelings of stress and which research suggests may even have a positive impact on them vibrationally. Now we'll get a little more complex here and examine a larger panel within the program which has everything to do with one of the most common places that people hold tension, and that's in their spinal muscles. Connecting to the corresponding nerves and the vertebrae, which can affect our posture and the flow of electrical energy, spinal fluid, and nerve signals to the brain, as well as to the corresponding organ connections via the nerves. So again, the system uses baselines and subsequent reactions to obtain this feedback information associated with the individual responses to the stored electrical profiles of each of these items. Like all panels, it gives us visual and auditory information that lets us know how the client's doing, although I do have the sound turned off for this demonstration. But even more exciting, it also has the capacity to compare over the baseline reactions to multiple items from the matrix at once, such as to the muscles and to the emotional imponderable signatures at the same time. Now, by obtaining feedback on their reactions to these items in association with spinal, muscle, and nerve stress, we can train for a response to those signals until the client achieves less stress. And as they participate in relaxing tension from these areas and holding the new patterns, we can see and hear the feedback of their improvement.